Most men are invisible until they carve boundaries so sharp they slice through everyone's expectations. You've felt it, haven't you? The sting of being ignored, dismissed, or walked over because you didn't draw a line. The world doesn't respect men who bend. It bows to those who stand firm, silent, untouchable. Today I'm giving you 5 Sigma male boundaries that will make you a force socially, emotionally, psychologically. These aren't just rules. They're weapons for men who move in silence, but dominate without apology. Picture this: a shadow figure walking through a storm of noise. People shouting, judging, demanding. He doesn't flinch, he doesn't explain. He's alone, but not lonely. Feared, but not loud. That's the Sigma. That's who you're becoming. Why? Because weak boundaries breed disrespect, burnout, and a slow death of who you were meant to be. Jordan Peterson said it best: if you're harmless, you're not virtuous, you're just weak. These 5 commandments will make you dangerous, not in chaos, but in clarity. The world, friends, women, even family will test you. They'll push, prod, and pull until you snap or stand. Most men crumble, chasing approval, explaining themselves, softening their edges. Not you, not anymore. By the end of this, you'll know how to command respect without raising your voice, how to make people rethink crossing you, and how to protect your soul from those who'd walk over it in dirty shoes. Let's forge these boundaries. Drop "I'm in" the comments if you're ready to stop playing nice. Boundary number 1. Don't explain yourself twice. Say it once. Mean it. Move on. You don't owe anyone a second explanation. Ever. Most men fall into this trap. You state your position, set a limit, or make a choice, and someone, your boss, your girl, your so-called friend, demands you justify it again and again. So you scramble, over-explaining, softening, until you're begging for their approval. That's not weakness, it's surrender. Andrew Huberman talks about the brain's reward system. Every time you chase validation, you wire yourself for submission. You're training people to disrespect you. Imagine you tell a coworker, "I'm not staying late tonight." They push back. Why not? Don't you care about the team? A typical guy stumbles, muttering excuses about family or fatigue. The Sigma, he locks eyes, says "I said no," and walks away. He doesn't negotiate his clarity. He doesn't owe repetition. He owes one truth, delivered clean. Anything more is their problem, not his. This boundary is rooted in Stoic resilience. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Explaining yourself twice hands that power to someone else. It's a covert contract. If I justify enough, you'll respect me. Wrong. People respect what's scarce. Your words, your time, your energy. They're gold. Hoard them. Studies in behavioral psychology show that over-explaining signals low status. It's why high-value men like Patrick Bet-David cut through noise with precision. One clear statement, no fluff. The typical male pleaser drowns in repetition, thinking it builds trust. It doesn't. It builds pity. He's the guy texting paragraphs to explain why he cancelled a date, or groveling to a friend who deserves an answer. The Sigma, he states his boundary once, calm, unshaken, and lets the silence do the rest. Silence isn't empty, it's heavy. It forces others to confront their own assumptions. Here's the edge. When you refuse to explain twice, you flip the power dynamic. They're left wondering, why isn't he bending? That doubt, it's your leverage. They'll test you, expect it. A 2025 TikTok trend nailed this. Clips of men walking away mid-argument. Captioned, "When you stop explaining, they start respecting." It's not about being cold, it's about being untouchable. Case pattern. Look at Chris Williamson's podcast guests. Men like David Goggins, they don't justify their grind. Goggins doesn't explain why he runs 100 miles, he just does it. People respect what they can't control. When you stop over-explaining, you become that force. But here's the catch. You'll feel the urge to clarify, to fix their misunderstanding. That's your ego begging for approval. Crush it. Which boundary have you explained away until you lost respect? Drop in the comments and tell me, when did you give your power away by repeating yourself? Boundary number 2, never chase validation. Force their evaluation. Stop begging for their approval. Make them question what they're missing. Every man's been here. You're in a room, at a party, on a date, and you're performing, cracking jokes, flexing achievements, hoping someone notices your worth. It's exhausting. It's emasculating. The Sigma doesn't chase validation, he forces others to evaluate him on his terms. Picture a guy at a bar, loudly bragging about his job to impress a woman. She nods, bored, already scanning the room. Now picture the Sigma, quiet, leaning back, asking her a single piercing question that flips the dynamic. She's suddenly explaining herself. He didn't chase her approval, he made her question her own value. This is rooted in scarcity mindset versus abundance. Chasing validation screams, "I need you to like me." It's a parasitic attachment style per psychology research. The Sigma operates from unapologetic self-worth. He knows his value doesn't need a megaphone. Jordan Peterson's viral 2025 X post sums it up. Stand upright with your shoulders back. Let the world come to you. When you stop seeking approval, people instinctively wonder, what's he got that I don't? The typical guy is a validation junkie, posting gym selfies for likes, fishing for compliments at work, or bending over backward to prove he's enough. The Sigma, he's the guy who says little but commands attention. His presence is the proof. Reddit thread from 2025 went viral for this. Men who stop chasing validation become magnetic. People can't resist what they can't predict. Here's the warfare. By refusing to seek validation, you create a vacuum. People fill it with their own projections, curiosity, respect, even fear. Controlled aggression comes in here. Not loud dominance, but quiet certainty. You're not proving yourself, you're daring them to keep up. This is why high-value men like Andrew Huberman don't flaunt credentials, they let their work speak. Think of a time you stopped trying to impress someone. Maybe you walked away from a toxic friend, or stopped begging for a promotion. What happened? They came back, didn't they? That's the power of forcing evaluation. But it takes discipline. Your brain will scream. Just one more gesture to win them over. Resist. When's the last time you chased validation and regretted it? Drop in the comments and share what's one moment you wish you'd walked away instead. Boundary number 3. Reject drama with complete indifference. Drama is a trap. Step over it without looking down. You know the cycle. Someone baits you, gossip, arguments, emotional blackmail, and you bite. You engage, you defend, you get sucked into their chaos. The Sigma sees drama for what it is, a power grab. His weapon, indifference, not weakness, warfare. Your friend starts venting about their bad day, fishing for sympathy. The typical guy jumps in, offering solutions or matching their energy. The Sigma, he nods, says, "Sounds rough," and changes the topic. He doesn't feed the fire, he starves it. Drama thrives on attention, per social psychology. Engaging even to fix it rewards the chaos. Stoicism teaches detachment. There is nothing so wretched as to be disturbed by what you cannot control. Indifference is your shield. A 2025 Instagram reel trend captured this: clips of men walking away from screaming matches. Captioned, "Indifference is louder than any comeback." The typical guy gets entangled, thinking he's being supportive. He's not. He's being drained. He's the one arguing online, soothing a partner's tantrum, or mediating pointless conflicts. The Sigma, he's untouchable. He knows drama is a parasite, and he's not the host. Patrick Bet-David's podcast Rants nail this. Stop letting other people's emotions rent space in your head. Indifference is psychological judo. When you refuse to react, you deny their control. They'll escalate tears, insults, guilt trips. Stay cold. Their chaos will collapse without your fuel. This is controlled aggression, not yelling back but refusing to play. Ever notice how the most respected men like Chris Williamson's podcast guests sidestep drama? They don't argue with trolls or indulge tantrums. They redirect or disengage. That's not avoidance, it's mastery. But it's hard. Your instinct will scream to win the fight. Let it go. What drama have you been sucked into that you should have ignored? Drop in the comments and tell me, when did you waste energy on someone else's chaos? Boundary number 4 is say no without softening the blow. No is a full sentence. Don't dilute it. Most men can't say no without cushioning it. I'm sorry, but, or maybe next time. You're not being polite, you're bleeding power. The Sigma says no, clean, clear, unapologetic. It's not rude, it's respect for himself. Your buddy asks to borrow money again. The typical guy mumbles, I'm kinda tight right now, and feels guilty. The Sigma, no, full stop. He doesn't explain, he doesn't soften, he knows no is enough. Saying no without qualifiers is high-status behavior. Studies on assertiveness show that directness signals confidence, while hedging signals insecurity. Jordan Peterson's 2025 YouTube clips hammer this. If you can't say no, you're a slave to everyone else's yes. This is Stoic clarity. Protect your resources, time, energy, money with unyielding boundaries. The typical guy pads his no to avoid conflict, but it invites more demands. He's the one saying, I'll think about it, then stressing over how to escape. The Sigma, his no is a wall. People respect walls. A viral 2025 TikTok sound sums it up. When you say no and mean it, they stop asking. A firm no is a power move. It sets the frame. You're not negotiable. People will push back, testing your resolve. Hold the line. Their respect grows when they realize you're immovable. This is why high-value men like Andrew Huberman don't overcommit. They guard their focus fiercely. Think of a time you said no without apology. Maybe you turned down a favor or skipped a draining event. Felt good, didn't it? That's power. But it takes practice. Your brain will tempt you to soften the blow. Don't. When's the last time you softened a no and regretted it? Drop in the comments and share what's one no you wish you'd said louder. Boundary number 5 is never reveal your endgame. Power grows in silence. Speak your plan and they'll sabotage it. You've seen it. A guy shares his big dream, new business, fitness goal, life change, and suddenly everyone's a critic. That's risky, they say. You sure about that? Their doubt poisons your drive. The Sigma keeps his endgame locked tight. His moves speak, his mouth doesn't. You're launching a side hustle. The typical guy posts every step on Instagram begging for cheers. Haters swarm, doubts creep in, and he quits. The Sigma, he's 6 months in making sales before anyone knows he started. Silence is his armor. Revealing your endgame triggers social comparison per psychology research. People feel threatened by your ambition, so they undermine it, subtly or not. Stoicism warns against this. Do not speak of your work until it is done. Patrick Bet-David's 2025 podcast clips nail it. The loudest guy in the room is usually the weakest. The typical guy craves feedback, so he overshares goals, plans, vulnerabilities. He thinks it builds trust. It doesn't. It builds targets. The Sigma, he's a vault. People respect what they can't access. The 2025 X trend went viral for this. Men who stay quiet about their grind always win. Silence is a domination tactic. When you don't reveal your endgame, you control the narrative. Others project strength onto your mystery. They'll test you, fishing for details, give them nothing. This is why men like Chris Williamson's guests Like Robert Greene, speak in principles, not playbooks. Ever kept a goal secret and crushed it? Maybe a promotion you didn't announce, or a skill you mastered quietly. That's the Sigma way. But it's tough. Your ego will scream for validation. Starve it. What dream have you shared too soon and watched it die? Drop in the comments and tell me what's one goal you're keeping silent about now. 5 Sigma male boundaries to carve your path. Don't explain yourself twice. Never chase validation. Reject drama with indifference. Say no without softening. Never reveal your endgame. These aren't just rules. They're a blueprint for becoming undeniable. Every time you draw a line, you redraw who you are. You're not building walls to shut people out. You're building a fortress to protect your purpose. The world will test you, friends, lovers, enemies. They'll push, beg, and guilt you into bending. But you're done bleeding power. You're done letting them walk over your soul in dirty shoes. These boundaries aren't about being cold. They're about being clear. They're about owning your worth so fiercely that others have no choice but to respect it. Jordan Peterson said in a 2025 podcast, "You don't become virtuous by being nice. You become virtuous by being dangerous and choosing not to use it." That's the Sigma: silent strength, controlled aggression, unapologetic self-worth. Send this to a man who's lost himself in people-pleasing. He's one boundary away from becoming unforgettable. Subscribe, hit the bell, and join the Stoic Blueprint movement. We're building men who don't just survive, they dominate. Drop in the comments if you're setting these boundaries today. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." But your silence, that's real. That's when they start respecting you. Stay dangerous. Stay untouchable. Stay